Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lorraine Gary and I post here on my YouTube channel every Monday and Saturday. So please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel, and let's go ahead and jump in. What we are doing today is a gel egg set. We are clipping all these down, making sure to not go super close to her free edge just because you don't want them cracking up. Like the crack fracturing up and then end up messing up her natural nail. Just because these are gel eggs and I don't feel like that tends to happen with these, but if you are doing acrylic, that is something that you guys want to take note of, and I always just like to take the extra precaution just in case. But now I'm going to go ahead and get this bit. It's kind of like almost like a cone. I don't know, it just like tapers at the end, so I feel like it's really good on my wrist, and I feel like I'm able to take down a lot of the product at once. I do want to get more of a coarser bit just so I could get through this a lot faster. So if you guys do recommend one, make sure to comment down below because I'm looking for a really coarse bit that I'm able to do my removals with. And sometimes I do feel like this one, even though I love it, I noticed when I was shopping on Amazon that it was a fine bit, and yeah, so let me know what you guys think. Honestly, I feel like it has always removed product great for me, but I kind of want to see if this is a fine bit, what a coarse bit would do. So let me know what you guys think, and I'm just going to go ahead and keep on removing. I'm going to try to get them as thin as I can, and then I'm going to go ahead and soak. The method that I like to use for soaking is not soaking them in a bowl. I like to soak them with cotton balls, and then I have these little clips that you'll see me put her nails in. But I really like those because I just feel like it's less trash for the environment and whatnot, so that's kind of why I had switched to those originally. But I do feel like it makes my life easier when I am just clipping it on, just because it's nice and fast. I don't have to ball up the foil or anything like that to try to keep it on the nail or anything like that, or even if it does fall off, it's easy, super easy just to clip back on. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and get those cotton pads. These are kind of makeup remover pads. You guys can get these at Target or anywhere. I know Amazon has them, Target has them, Walmart has them, anywhere you go pretty much has these. And I like to use these for my removal. I'll cut them in 4 so they fit in the clip better. But you guys could see some of the pads were left cut in half, but it was just because I was too lazy to cut them. And I was like thinking maybe this will actually work better for me, but honestly it ended up being more work. But now I went ahead and scraped her nails, took off all that old gel-X, and then we are going to be reapplying. So you guys could see her natural nails still look super beautiful. She is really great about taking care of her natural nails and not ripping off her acrylics or gel-X or anything like that. So props to her. But now we're going to go ahead and dehydrate and prime. The dehydrator that I do use is from OPI. And then I prime using Young Nails Protein Bomb. And then I'm going to go ahead and put this on. I ended up prepping off camera. I completely forgot to hit the record button when I was prepping, but basically I just do a light prep and then do around her cuticles, make sure I'm getting all that cuticle off and cutting her cuticles. If you guys do want to see a video on how I prep, make sure to tune into my last video, because even though it is for acrylics, I do the same method for gel-X as well. And then now I'm going to go ahead and put my gel-X on. When you guys see me doing it, you guys will see that I'm painting the whole nail where her natural nail is going to be. I do this because I feel like it allows the gel to flow in the directions that it needs to, and I feel like if I don't, the product kind of just ends up spreading out wherever it wants to, in my experience. So now what I'm going to go ahead and do is cure that on. I like to use this little mini flashlight, and then I like to cure the bottom first. And then once I feel like that's done, and then I'll go ahead and go up to the top. You guys might feel like once you let go of the top once you want to go and cure the top of the nail, you might feel like there might be a little bit of a bubble once you lift your finger off of the nail. But basically what you could do is press back down and that gel will end up either coming out a little bit. I recommend wiping it if some does seep out, or if you aren't able to do that, you guys could end up drilling it off. It's really no big deal. I feel like I haven't really had that big of a deal. If you guys are having real big trouble with it, I don't recommend shoving the tip up in the cuticle, just because you will end up irritating your client and their nails will be very sensitive for the days after they get their nails done, and you really don't want to do that. I've heard one of my cousin-in-laws, she had actually got gel-X done from an artist, and they were amazing. She did a beautiful job, but she shoved the tip into her cuticle so you weren't able to see any of the grow out. And she said it was great once it had grown out, because it was like she didn't need to fill a week later, but she said that her cuticles ended up hurting really bad. And she said the time before that she actually had to remove them because they ended up hurting so bad. And at the time I didn't do gel-X, so I hadn't known nothing about it. So her explaining that to me, it did really help me when I had started my gel-X journey, just because I knew not to do that, just because I do feel like that might be a very common mistake that gel-X artists, they might end up doing when they first start out. But I found that tip very helpful, so I hope that tip was helpful for you guys too. But now we're going to go ahead and go in with this pink little buffer, and I'm just going to go ahead and buff away, just so I want the shine to go away, just because I want the gel that I put on top of it to stick really, really well. And the gel that I am using is from Apres. I forget the name of it, so I am going to go ahead and link it down below with everything else that I use in my video. And again, you guys, if you guys do see something in the video that I did not link, make sure to comment down below, and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. But yeah, so I get the gel-X color and I use that. I know a lot of you guys, once I apply that, you guys are going to ask why I didn't put it in between the nail, just because I know a lot of people, they are taught that way, to put it in between. But in all honesty, I feel like I really like the color on top better than inside. I do feel like it is really hard to blend the color, and if I, like, let's say I just put it on the part where her natural nail is going to be, I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like I don't really, it doesn't extend to the full nail, so I don't know, I just feel like it's more complicated for me that way. This way was actually easier, so, and I feel like the look of it honestly looks so much cleaner to me. Let me know which method you guys use if you guys are a gel-X artist. I definitely want to check out your guys' pages, so definitely leave your @ down below. But yes, you guys, I love this pink. This pink is really good if you guys have gel manicure clients that they want to build their natural nail and not have them break as much. I feel like this is really, really good. I ended up doing a set today using this as a background color, so it kind of looked like a colored acrylic and was thin enough for just gel short nails. And I feel like my client really, really loved it, so that made me really happy. The only thing is that using this as a paint, I do feel like let's say putting it over extensions, I do feel like it's very thick and it is hard to work in. So that is something to keep in mind too. If you guys have any alternatives where it is just a color, not a builder, definitely let me know. If you guys have worked with builders in the past, you guys will know that this is actually very sticky, so it ends up kind of taking some time to work the product in and making it smooth and making sure that everything lays correctly, and even just putting it on the brush alone is some work on itself. So definitely recommend, if you guys are just looking for a color like this, I recommend getting a different color, just because, especially if you guys are putting it over acrylics or things like that, or somebody who doesn't want to build their gel on their natural nails. But I think the color is pretty, and that is just what I use because that's what I had on hand. Now I'm just going to go ahead and show her my reds, and you guys know I am obsessed with Colorland gels. Colorland gels are the bomb. I know I really, really love the reds. Oh my gosh, you guys, look how shiny that red is. I love it. Then I'm going to go ahead and go in with the second coat because the first coat just wasn't doing it for me. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply another coat, and you guys could see it looks like a beautiful colored acrylic. And I love these tips. The tips that I did end up using, they were the Apres Long and Sculpted Stiletto. Definitely recommend checking these out. Honestly, you guys, so far I only have one box of the natural tips and the sculpted, but I do feel like they're very similar. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. And I'm going to go ahead and link this color down below too, just because I know everyone is going to be obsessed with this red, just because I am so obsessed with this red as well. I feel like the pop of it is very, very pretty. And then every time I pop it in the light, I am curing for 60 seconds. Sometimes my clients will put it in for another time, like if they feel like they want to. It's just kind of, the 60 seconds I feel like is completely fine with me. Unless you are doing black with the Colorland gels, I recommend putting it in a few times for the 60 seconds, especially if you are heavy with the paint. You don't want to end up painting on super, super thick, just because with the blacks, they are very hard to cure. So definitely recommend doing thinner coats. But for this one, I was able to do 60 seconds, and 60 seconds was good. Now I'm just going to go ahead and apply another coat to that red, just because I didn't do so yet. And then I am going to be wiping off the dispersion layer off of the pink nails, just because if you guys have worked with builder gel, you guys know it has a very, very sticky dispersion layer. And with doing any art on top of this, what ends up happening is if I end up putting lines or any type of artwork on top, it ends up spreading. Alright guys, and what I ended up using to wipe down the nail was Swipe from Young Nails, and I have been using this for some time now, and I'm pretty much almost done with the bottle, but I want to talk about basically what it is. It is isopropyl alcohol, and it is water and acetone. And basically what, I don't know why, but I feel like whenever I use just acetone or just alcohol, I do feel like the top coat ends up separating on top of whatever I'm working on, or like if it's acrylic or gel, and I wipe it down with just those, I feel like the top coat ends up separating. But with this, for whatever reason, the mixture that they have made for this product, I don't know what it is, but it really allows it to help and keep it all together. I don't know why, but if you guys for any reason had to wipe off the dispersion layer, honestly I would recommend this over just acetone or just the rubbing alcohol, because if you end up doing that, chances are it is going to separate. I've had the experience with so many top coats, and before I would wonder like why, like after cleaning up my smile line on my French tip or my design or whatever the case may be, why is my top coat separating? And then I started to pay attention that it ended up being the nails that I would use the alcohol on, or just the acetone. So Swipe, honestly, I do recommend the product. I feel like it is a good product. I'm sure you could make your own just because the ingredients are super, super simple. But yeah. Now I'm just going to go ahead and line these edges. What I am using is a striper brush. I ended up getting this from Nailies. And I am just going to use that same red, and I'm just going to go ahead and paint that on. This brush is really good because it is super, super long, and it just allows me to keep my hand really, really steady without, like, if I am shaky or anything like that, it has a lot of give in it, so I feel like what it ends up doing is taking any shakes away because the bristle is so long, so it keeps it nice and steady. But I'm going to go ahead and pop that into the light. She just wanted the very, very tips done. And then I went ahead and popped this into the light, and I cured for 60 seconds. And then I'm going to go ahead and go in with my top coat. Off and on, you guys, my top coats, I feel like I am jumping around from, but the one right now I am going to be using is from Colorland Gels. And I'm just going to go ahead and top coat that to make sure I'm getting the very tip of it and the sides, because those are the areas that is super, super easy to miss. I feel like a lot of people, they they get really satisfied seeing people polish, and basically a good polish to me is getting high up by the cuticle, making sure you get the sides, because if you miss the sides or you skimp out on the sides, I feel like sometimes after you're done curing, the product looks a little bit bumpy. So definitely make sure you get the sides of the nails and the sides of the tips. I feel like it really helps give a very, very beautiful finish, and you guys will see the finish at the end. It looks so beautiful. And then after this, after we cure, we are going to go ahead and cure it for 60 seconds. You guys can get away with doing top coats less than that, but I feel like honestly my setting is already on 60 seconds, so I kind of just leave it be and work on the other nails, just because usually that 60 seconds goes off by the time I am done painting. You guys can see it is nice and ready for me, and she went ahead and put that in. Next, she wanted to do some stones, so we are deciding the stones. These are the cases that I have these in, and I do get these from Montage, and you're able to get them empty, and I just fill them on up. And I have my cute little wax pencil. If you guys haven't heard of a wax pencil, honestly, I recommend this. I recommend this over the dupes of the crystal katanas and stuff like that, just because I've never tried an actual crystal katana, but I recommend this over the dupe versions of the crystal katana, because I do feel like the wax on it ends up going away. And basically on this one, you could just sharpen it or just scrape the bottom of the wax off, and you are good to go. Usually I'll just end up cutting it off, but I like it really sharp, so I've been sharpening it. But go ahead and apply my resin, apply my stones with my wax pencil, and then after I am going to spray it down. The spray that I really like to use is the Fast Dry. It's called Super Dry Fast Dry, and oh my gosh, you guys, this stuff is bomb. But that is going to be it for today's video. I hope you guys really enjoyed today's content. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel. And as always, I'll be back with more videos. Bye!